All right, welcome back to Ron's Garage. Today is, I'm going to call it Loose Ends Day. Uh, it's nice outside. It's in the 50s. It's good enough for Connecticut. But I'm just going to try to tie up some loose ends. I want to finish bolting down these seats. I've been saying that for a while. But it's been a while since I put up a video too, so anyway, I just finished this one, the driver's side. It's all bolted down. I say that, with a grain of salt, but, because it is. Let me get a light back here so you can see what I can see. It is a contraption of sorts. They're Camaro seats modified to fit a Corvette seat base. Sitting on shims of various lengths. That one there's 1 inch square stock, square tubing, 2 inches long. So I'm just trying to get them right for two reasons. One, so I can drive it in the spring if I can get it ready, and two, to give me a measuring point to do something more solid. Maybe some 1 inch tubing on all four corners, and then build a box all the way around based on using that square tubing as a frame. So I'm trying to do that today. I would really like to finish mounting up that steering column to the firewall today. The firewall is, I don't know if it's too flimsy down here where the column comes through, but it's a little off center. I want to fix that a little bit. I also got to be careful. I got to clear the header still with the steering rod, but I think what I'm going to do, and I'll probably put it on the firewall side, is I have some aluminum pieces here. It's pretty thick. It's like 1/4 of an inch thick, maybe a little less. But I may cut a section of that, and I may even use something like that top section there that's already got a big hole in it for the column to come through, and then bolt that on the firewall through to the column flange. I'd like to get that done today. I still got some wiring to do. My wife and I have been talking. She's got some really good ideas for a center console. Like I've been saying, I want to have this industrial looking, at least. So I want to build a center console down in here that, and I may build it out of wood and veneer it with aluminum diamond plate, but I want it to look industrial. And then on that, I will mount switches. There's one hanging right there. You probably can't see it. I've been kind of hooking up switches, ACC, ignition, a momentary switch for start, one for the cooling fan, one for the headlights, one for the tail lights, and just a row of my gauges and switches. Maybe, apologize for the lighting in here, but maybe a row of gauges and switches on the front, and then angled down to another box on the bottom, where I will either A, mount a ratchet shifter, if I can find one, or make a cup holder or something, I don't know. But I want to move this shifter back to between the seats, because it's a little hard to reach where it is, and it's in the way. So I want to move it back. I think all I got to do is basically unbolt it, disconnect it, cut a little hole down here, mount it down, and then build a new rod that goes up to the transmission. I think that's all I got to do. Easy, right? So I don't know if I'll get that done before the snow flies. What that means is before it gets too damn cold. So, but I'll try. There's this car is so close to driving. It is amazing just how many. It only needs a bunch of little stuff. It needs a $20 master cylinder. It needs a $20 throttle cable bracket that matches that carburetor. You know, it needs a couple $20 pieces for the rear brakes. I need to flush the fuel system, pop the top off the carb, clean that out again, and put it back in. You know, just a bunch of little stuff. And there's some big stuff too. I still need a windshield and a back window. Back window I may make out of Lexan, and then just go to steel rubber and get those generic window sills to go around it, or window seals to go around it. I can get the generic ones there too, and it's like pennies a foot for that stuff. If you buy the real ones that are made for that, then it's like $200. So no thank you. But you know, I need to get a windshield. That windshield's about $100. It needs these windows, these wind glasses. Again, that's probably a Lexan thing, so I'm not sure though, because it's not going to ride in the rain. I'm never going to have it out in the snow or the wet, so I don't really care about that. So, you know, but other than that, I mean, I may or may not have to take that passenger side shock apart and clean it up, put it back together. It moves, but it doesn't move as easily as the driver's side shock does. Again, not a concern. I got to make an upper bracket for the rear shocks. So, you know, just a whole bunch of little stuff it needs that, you know, over the winter, if I had a heated garage, this would be not a problem. But working when it's 20 degrees, that can be a little problematic. So, but anyway, I'm going to bolt down the other seat, and then we'll see if I can get started on the column. If I do, I'll be back. Bye.